So the bane of all great strikers and great boxers is the clinch and takedown attempts. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you a simple set of drills that you can incorporate into your boxing or striking regimen to allow you to be better prepared for the eventuality of a clinch or a takedown attempt. Now, the coach in this video looks like he's actually 17 years old, but he's actually not. He's actually in his 40s, and he's a well-experienced coach who has trained numerous champions in multiple striking arts. So now guys, I feel like I'm feeding you vegetables at this point, and some of you already know that, hey, that's good for you, while others need to be sort of tricked into it. I don't want to do that. All I want to say is that I 100% believe in the value of these drills, not just for beginners and novices, but also for professionals. So I hope you give it a chance. I want you guys to follow the link in the description below after this video is done. Sign up for the priority access page, and that doesn't obligate you to buy anything. It's just so that we can keep track of the people who might be interested so that we can deliver them some more free videos, but also to understand that, you know, there are some people who are maybe more serious than others, and in that priority access registration page, we can deliver you detailed information on the missing drills, and hopefully when this thing is launched, you'll take the opportunity to take us up on this offer, because anyone who is on the priority registration access list who does decide to buy the missing drill series will get 4 free live Zoom conferences with Coach Joey, so that you can craft the missing drills confidently, so that you can actually begin to teach this and incorporate it into your dojo, into your defensive tactics program, into anything that involves anything related to fighting, really. If you haven't seen the previous missing drills video, I'll also provide that link in the description below. So guys, thank you very much, and I hope to see you on that priority registration list. There's a lot of great stuff coming out of this series, and that's where we're gonna feed it to you next, okay? So thank you guys again, enjoy the video, and go train it.
All right, so when you miss, right, try to shoot. Nice, good, beautiful. Shoot. Sorry. Gorgeous, good. Nice. So, the bane of boxers or great strikers is wrestling and clinch and stuff like that, right? So again, we're making Mark miss on the cross. His weight may be too much forward. He's really eager. He has great intention to knock me out. I make him miss. I change levels, and then on his legs. And he has to adapt to that. And when it's his first defense, you see him do it, he changes levels right away. His head matches my head, right? Every time I change levels, his head comes down to the same level right away to match basically my takedown. If we do the drill here, he goes 1, 2. If he misses, beautiful. He changes levels, head to head, hips start to shoot back. Not necessarily a sprawl, but at least he changed levels to match my head level. So, why are we doing this? Because we know that when Mark throws that cross, he's really committed. All the weight's on that lead leg. Beautiful for a wrestler or a single leg person, whatever. I shoot in, nice. And Mark's able to adapt.
How was that adaptation? Can you talk us through what that
Well, because like here, right, we can later on play with all these drills. So far we're looking at only the striking context, right? And strikers are usually in their own, how do I say it, circle of influence, their own pool. They're used to striking techniques only. They only see what's above the horizon. They never see what's going on below against kicks or double leg takedowns or single leg takedowns, what have you. So Mark here, even though he's in the realm of striking, he has to basically learn to open up his peripheral vision and see everything that's going on. And especially with people who are basically under a lot of stress, sometimes they only see what's going on at the head level. They don't see what's going on the side here. So we could play a little bit, right? Nice. Hey, nice. Good, there you go. Beautiful. And that's adapting. Did he screw up sometimes? Of course, it's a fight. That's how it happens, all right? So we're showing here that we're throwing so much stimuli against Mark that when he does miss, he should be comfortable with missing.
As a coach, how do you navigate through that? Because some people really get disheartened when they miss. This is a very difficult drill. I think it's important for them to remind them of that, right?
Yeah, you know, the thing is like, you're absolutely correct. Some people, when they miss, it's an ego check for them. Like, oh my God, how did this guy actually escape? I don't understand how this person actually escaped me. So, you know, we start off with like nice and simple. The first basic one is just this. This is the one I actually prefer to teach a lot because I find that the power hand, especially when people fight, they really want to sink that cross in the guy's face. And when I take away that option, they have to flow right away. So I start with basically baby steps. These advanced drills you saw with a single leg takedown, double leg takedown, and what have you, and the kicks and stuff like that is for more advanced people. I usually stay within the realm of upper body strikes for now for beginners. And I start with the power hand techniques for now. So when they don't have that, I take away that luxury, that great feeling of sinking their fist into something. They know like, okay, you know, I lost it, but I can adapt.
Mentally speaking, if there was a Sifu, a coach, an instructor who wanted to really learn this, can you give them some pointers as to how to develop this? Because this is an endless set of drills, right? So what should they be thinking about?
So for me, when I first developed this, it was just basically 2 drills only. It was the most common combinations that you guys use. So what are the most common combinations you use in your particular martial art? For us was jab cross or the jab. And based on that, if the person missed, why would you miss? You would miss for a couple of reasons why. Either the person changed levels, he slipped to the outside, he slipped to the inside, or he moved away. And based on those 4 things, well, how are you gonna adapt? How are you gonna flow? And pick only one option only. So for example here, if I move straight back, right, he could follow with a jab, and if he wants to stick with that, that's awesome. Right, that's something that Mark has a tendency to do maybe. For me, when I teach it, if I pull back, it was the left inside kick. All right, that's what I was teaching him. So as a coach, I pick only 1 or 2 basic combinations only.
Logical ones.
Logical ones. Yeah, it has to be logical ones. So for me, for my particular martial art, it's the jab cross. It's a logical combination for me. And then what happens? Like, how does a person miss? What happens? All right, and you have to have great imagination or great experience. He's seen a lot of fights. Does he slip? Does he block? And based on that reaction, if you look at basically JKD, circa 1960s, if you throw a punch to the groin and it blocked, that was a typical reaction for Bruce Lee, for Jeet Kune Do in his particular era. So he knew that was a reaction that happened, 90% of the time. So for us, what's the typical reaction of the jab cross? We don't know. We have to experiment, we have to play around with it. And in this case here, we're working on the guy basically maybe slipping, and he comes back with a hook right away. So as a coach, all right, I would say that pick 1 or 2 combinations only and just build on that. Try to figure out what are the most common defenses or reactions versus jab cross, for example, and figure out a way to adapt to it.
So there's a way to explore this. You know, not all coaches have fight experience. You know what I mean? So there's a way to explore this sort of in a shallow way. So it can be a warm-up, it could be variety for your class. And then there's a depth to it where you're really training fighters, right?
And you know, you bring up a really good point. A lot of my students don't want to fight. They don't want to spar, but they want to see how it kind of feels. And for me, I call this reaction drills or missing drills because that's what we're also training here, your reaction. They may never ever get into a ring. They may never ever fight, but they'll know that like when they miss, they have the ability, the athletic ability to basically compensate and adapt to the situation. So I actually love this drill for a lot of people who are just getting into the ring or learning self-defense so they understand that. Again, because like for fighters who are just getting into the ring or people who are self-defense enthusiasts or what have you, they think everything's gonna land. Everything's like the movie. They're gonna get in there, I'm gonna hit my jab, cross, hook. It's all gonna land for sure. It's not. And this drill shows that without them getting hurt. It exposes that. It exposes like their physical deficiencies. Maybe they lose their balance, their core is weak, they're pivoting too much on the cross or what have you. And also trains their mind to the what ifs. And that's where the art comes in. You know, you don't, like maybe I'll say throw the left hook, but you know what? I don't really like the left hook. I'm gonna do a hammer fist and a left hook. Or I'm gonna do a single leg takedown or a double leg takedown. It's totally up to you. So I really love this drill because honestly, I find it's a segue to get into actually sparring or fighting.
Working on the plot and the scheme, the true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill, the breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking